Yesterday there was sun and there was rain, beauty in the mundane. And as the light startled our eyes, we let go of disguise.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Hannah Olson and I live in Minnesota with my husband and our 3 children, Sophie, Soren, and Svea. And I usually share about motherhood and homemaking and homeschooling topics, but today's video is a little bit different. It's a fun one. I certainly love watching these kinds of videos on other channels. So I've been keeping a list on my phone of different favorites throughout the past couple of months. So you'll see me glancing down to keep track of my list here. These favorites are not in any particular order. We're just going to jump in. The first favorite on my list here is my nail polish. And for a long time I used Dashing Diva nail strips, or it was like the stick-on kinds. And I liked those, but eventually I guess my nails just had ridges or something that made it kind of hard for the stickers to grip to them. And I really wanted to go back to real nail polish, or you know, the type you paint on, but I didn't know what kind of brand to go with until I heard about Dazzle Dry. And I'm sorry I can't really demonstrate or like show off my beautiful nail polish for you today because I cut my finger the other day and my nail polish is getting quite old and coming off, or it's not really supposed to come off that much, but I'm really hard on my nails, I think, and it's been a long time since I've reapplied it. But I have really been loving Dazzle Dry, and it's meant to be a very long-lasting, durable nail polish. I would say it is, and again, I'm just really hard on my nails. But I have loved it so much because it dries very quickly, which for any mom or any busy woman, you want to have your nail polish dry quickly. You can't walk around with tacky, sticky nails, you know, while you need to address your kids' needs or do dishes or something like that. So I have really loved using Dazzle Dry. It's a multi-step little system and it can be more pricey, but so far I have really enjoyed it and I don't really see myself switching anytime soon. I actually went on Amazon and got a little kind of a sample pack or like a starter pack that has all the different steps in it, just in a smaller size. So I will link that below. I can't remember this red color, but I will try to link that exact color down below. And I got a lighter pink one as well to try out, and I loved that too. And any links that I can find, I will leave down below in the description box for you. I'm hoping to kind of create a little, I have an Amazon storefront, I just haven't updated it much, so maybe I can create a little category that would be helpful for you. But either way, I'll try to link things down below, make it easy for you. Okay, my next favorite, I had to grab it real quick, is this hydro jug. And yes, I know this looks kind of like a Stanley. I know that's all the craze right now, and I don't own a Stanley. I've actually been using these tumblers that keep beverages cold from Walgreens, so from the drugstore. I had a couple tumblers that I loved, and then kind of the paint started chipping off, or the coating on the outside started getting too old, so I wanted to look for something else that would keep my, especially my afternoon drink, nice and cold. A quick note about that, I still drink Element, and that is another one of my favorites for today's video. Element is an electrolyte beverage drink mix, and it's very salty, so I love salty things, and also our bodies oftentimes do need salt, and there are other electrolytes in there. So I love Element. I will link that down below. My favorite flavor of all time is the watermelon flavor, and I drink a packet of that in about 4 cups of water every afternoon. Every day I try to drink a good amount of water with the Element drink mix in it, and ice, of course. But this is what I've been drinking it in. I don't know how well it's showing up on the camera here. This is a very light ivory color, which honestly I got mostly because I like neutrals a lot of the time, and also it shipped more quickly than some of the others that were out of stock right then, and I got it off of Amazon. It is the brand Hydro Jug. What I love about it is that it has a straw that you can just tilt up, and it also doesn't leak. And I don't know very much about Stanleys and stuff, but this one, you've got a drink in here now, maybe you can kind of see, it doesn't leak, so I can just kind of casually carry it around when I take my kids to the pool, to swim lessons. And it's gotten knocked over by my 1-year-old before. of course, many times, and I don't have to leap for it and, quickly try to catch it and make sure it's not spilling. It also does keep things very cold. I wouldn't say that ice lasts like 24 hours or something like that. I'm not really sure what their guarantee or their promise is for these Hydro Jug, but it does keep my drinks cold and cold for a long time. So that's all that really matters to me. And it's also huge. This one is, I can't remember how many fluid ounces. Does this look like 40 to you? Might be 32. I think this one is 40 fluid ounces, and it comes in different sizes, but this one is just really sturdy and heavy duty. And again, I love that it doesn't leak. I was also using like a stainless steel straw in my other thermoses from Walgreens, and this one I just really like. It's been easy for me to clean out with my straw brush. And yeah, so this is the Hydro Jug, what I've been loving the past couple of months. My next favorite is a longtime favorite of mine, and it's something that I've been using again and again, or buying these over and over again over the years. This is an Erin Condren notebook, and I'll show you what it looks like inside, but it's got a very thick laminated durable cover. The spiral is something you can customize the color of, generally speaking, and you can customize the inside of it as well. This might be hard to show on camera. There we go, maybe that helps a little bit. But I have chosen this kind of lined sheets, but you can do kind of that dot grid, what some people like to do for different bullet journaling and stuff like that. I love Erin Condren notebooks so much. You can personalize a lot of different things on them, like your name and some other colors. You can actually kind of change the color scheme of different designs too. And I love them for, well, a couple of reasons. First of all, the durability and how pretty the cover is and stuff. This is just a design I've gotten before. It's really pretty. And the second reason I love them is the paper is it's a slightly heavier weight, so it's very, I guess, durable, and it doesn't bleed through. So what I use, I don't have my pen here with me, but what I use with it is a thin tip Sharpie. I love thin tip Sharpies, especially for my to-do list every day. And this doesn't bleed through with these pages. These are kind of a heavier duty notebook page. I think I first heard about these notebooks from my friend Blair Lamb, and she had shared about them in the past on her YouTube channel, and I tried them out years ago and I was hooked. I love these notebooks, and I've actually gifted them to my sisters-in-law and people like that for Christmas one year, just because I love those notebooks so much, and it's fun to customize different or choose different designs. This next favorite that I wanted to be sure to mention is actually just a recipe. It's for chicken biryani. I hope I'm saying that right. It's an Indian dish, and I don't know how perfectly traditional this specific recipe is in terms of Indian cuisine, but we absolutely love it. I try to tone it back, I think, a little bit on the cayenne pepper. I'm pretty sure that's the one. Basically, whatever you know is extra spicy, you can choose to tone it down and use a little bit less of that spice. It uses garam masala spice, and you actually grate a couple Roma tomatoes in the recipe, and I believe it uses chicken thighs, which are nice and tender. And so it's a really fun recipe to make. I will link that recipe down below for you, like everything else. It was just something I wanted to be sure to mention because it has been a favorite for us more recently. This next item I wanted to share with you is in the kids category. This isn't all very organized by category, but this is Svea's soft busy book, I guess you could say. Svea is our 15-month-old daughter, so as a busy 1-year-old, it's hard sometimes for her to want to sit still at places like church, or even if we're waiting somewhere like at a restaurant. And so I have really loved bringing this soft busy book along, and I want to show you inside because it is adorable. So it has a zipper on the top, well, around 3 sides of it. We'll see how well I can show you like vertically here. Okay, so we must have cleaned up really quickly at the restaurant last week because not everyone was in their spots. That's fine. As you can see, this says turtle, bird, cow, fish. And it's just about, so it's called Right at Home. It's just about animal habitats and where these animals live. Here's a little, I guess, not clothed turtle, because you have to put the turtle in this Velcro shell. And so that's really fun for Svea. She's really enjoyed that. Oops, I didn't do it properly. I guess he's hiding in his shell. But anyway, you get the idea. This next one is birds. Let me find, here's the bird. The bird one goes in its nest. This is hard for me to do with just kind of one hand here. And Svea can do this mostly on her own. It's not like it's really hard to force things into their little slots and pockets, which is wonderful for for a busy 1-year-old, you know, sometimes kids get frustrated. And this one is really cute. This is fish swim in fish bowls. So it's actually mesh, a cute little mesh pocket so she can put the little fish in its fish bowl. This one is cows, which Svea loves cows. She loves saying moo for a cow. So that's fun for her to see the cow and get the cow tucked behind the fence there. We've got bumblebees. Oops, I dropped it. I'm not gonna go after it. The bumblebees go in there. Then we've got horses sleep in barns. You get the idea. The horse tucks behind the doors here. The Joey, the baby kangaroo, goes in the kangaroo's pouch. And the dog here goes in, let's see, this side of the dog house. And it's a laying down dog, so it fits in nicely. And these are the other pockets for the other animals. So the first half of the book has the first 4 animals on the left, the front inside cover, and then the back inside cover has the latter half of the animals. And Svea can understand it quite well and just figure out where every animal lives, although a lot of the animals have ended up inside the fishbowl kind of all together, which is very fun. But this is so cute. I found it on Amazon when we had a funeral to go to, and I knew we needed something, or I wanted something that would be brand new and very engaging for my 1-year-old during the service. So this has been wonderful. I will link it down below for you. This next favorite item is another long-standing, long-time favorite of mine, and I don't know how well I am demonstrating it today because it's about hair curling, and I guess you can see some little curls, but it's a muggy day outside and kind of rainy, and everyone's hair does different funky things with humidity, right? So it is what it is, but it is still a long time huge favorite of mine. I have a heatless hair curling ribbon called the Sway. It is made by an Etsy company, or at least that's where I found it, at their Etsy shop called Mane Label, M-A-N-E, Mane Label, and I just love it so much. This is how I do my hair. I know all of us have our go-to hairstyles. For me, I prefer my hair down. I've just always liked my hair down my whole life, and that's fine. I just know that it can be harder to style that way as a busy mom of 3 little kids. I don't want to be getting up early and blow drying my hair and then standing in front of a mirror as I use a curling iron. So I have loved putting in my heatless curling ribbon called the Sway at night, and then my hair looks kind of funny. It's all twisted up. I think you can see it at the start of one of my day in the life vlogs. You can see in that video a little bit of it being all twisted up. But basically you just sleep in it and then you take it out the next morning. Another bonus or plus of this is the Sway works better for me on not freshly washed hair. And as a mom of 3 little kids, I do get a certain amount of days between washes. And so I really have loved the Sway. I wanted to mention it because it is something that, boy, I wish I used in college instead of every day for student teaching, getting up early and doing the whole hair curling thing. And also just as a new mom, because I discovered this, I don't know, I came across it like, was it 4 years ago? But I use it every single night. I think it is extremely rare for me not to use this way at night. It's just a great way to get your hair up and out of the way, and it works quite well. This next item is our sleepy lotion. We call it our sleepy lotion. It's from 8 Sheep Organics. I didn't grab it right now because Sophie is doing quiet time upstairs in the master bedroom, but our sleepy lotion is a favorite part of the bedtime routine for me as well. So first of all, I have the Junior's bedtime lotion from that 8 Sheep Organics. It's a topical magnesium lotion basically, but that one I believe is a little more diluted or something. For children, it's made for kids. And I even asked my dermatologist this morning if a topical magnesium lotion is a good idea, and she says it definitely can be. This is not medical advice. I mean, it was to me, but I'm not giving you medical advice. She said it can be definitely helpful for leg cramps and for restless leg stuff. And when our kids have growing pains, which they have throughout the years, especially as like Sophie has gotten so tall, I like to use that lotion not only to help us feel more sleepy and calm at night, just a little bit goes a long way, but I also put it on if someone has a growing pain in their leg. It's just a nice soothing thing you can do to really help your kids feel better. But the sleepy lotion, the adult sleepy lotion, is a huge favorite of mine. I use it every single night. I just kind of rub it on my tops of my shoulders mostly, but you can do legs or something like that. I used it throughout my pregnancy, at least with Svea's pregnancy. It might have even been with Soren's pregnancy. I've used it for a long time, and it does help with sore muscles. Magnesium just can really help with that, and I love how it does help me feel more calm and restful, almost more sleepy for sure. And who knows if that's a placebo effect, but I personally feel like it helps a ton. I will leave a link down below for that sleepy lotion. I love the lavender scent of it, but they also have vanilla and I think another one. The Junior's bedtime lotion is not I think it's a combination of like chamomile and lavender or something like that, but we really do love those sleepy lotions. Something else I have been loving this summer is this Bible study. It's called Colossians, which is a book of the Bible, Fullness of Life in Christ. It's by Lydia Brownback, and this is something you can get quite inexpensively, so it's not very expensive, on Amazon. And it's Lydia Brownback. I guess these are called Flourish Bible studies that she's written, and it's not really long. It's like a small kind of booklet, and it's not, like I said, expensive. It's not a big investment, but it's just something that I've gotten a different book of the Bible in the past. I think, was it last summer or the summer before, just as a way to continue on with some Bible study when we're not officially in that the academic year, because during that time we are in community Bible study and or BSF, which is Bible Study Fellowship. So CBS and BSF are Bible studies our family enjoys, that I enjoy being involved in, and I bring the kids to, like a day women's class. They are both international programs, so I can leave links down below for BSF and CBS, because they are a wonderful interdenominational Bible study that really focuses on the scripture. We really love being involved in CBS and BSF, all these acronyms, throughout the academic year whenever we can, based on where we're living, because we live in 2 different places throughout the year due to my husband's job. All that being said, we love that during the academic year. I wanted something else to keep me studying the Bible this summer, and I have really enjoyed this Colossians Bible study so far. And this uses ESV as its translation, the English Standard Version Bible, and I actually have, it's kind of hefty, this is my ESV Bible. Isn't it beautiful? It's so pretty. This is from the, oh boy, is it Hosanna Revival? I will link this down below. This one I got for myself a couple years ago because I had still been using a smaller student NIV Bible from like 9th grade or something, which is totally fine, but I wanted like this larger one. This is an ESV. Oh, I gotta be careful with the pages. It's an ESV study Bible, so it has passages on the top and then really good explanations and further context down on the bottom. And if there's an important rule for studying the Bible, or as some people say, exegeting scripture, the main rule would be context, context, context. So you definitely want to get context wherever you can, context from the Bible itself too. And I love the front cover of this one. Anyway, I've held it up enough probably, you can see what it looks like, but I've really liked that Lydia Brownback Colossians Bible study. I didn't really show you the inside of it, but also that Bible. So here's a little bit inside that Bible study. Again, this is kind of bright. The light I have here is a little bright for that, but she's got sometimes little charts and tables to fill out and just several questions. It's I can't remember how many weeks this one is, but this one is 10 weeks. So I thought that would be the perfect length for summer. My next favorite is something I'm not going to show you because it's upstairs in the bathroom, but it is these toothpaste caps. And I hadn't heard about these until someone shared about them on Instagram, but I thought, oh boy, these might just be the solution we need, because toothpaste caps can be hard for young children to open. We have a 6-year-old, 4-year-old, and 1-year-old. So obviously those are all ages where you might have a little bit of trouble opening a toothpaste cap, especially if it's a tricky one or if it's gotten just kind of dirty over time, like toothpaste builds up in it. And so I tried these. Maybe I can insert a picture here, we'll see. Anyway, I will link them down below. They're these little silicone caps that fit on the top of your toothpaste tube. So you actually take off the lid of the toothpaste itself, and I just stored them away in case we ended up needing those again for some reason. You push on this silicone lid, and these little silicone caps have like a little X or cross on the top. And the best example I can give is it's like a frosting piping tip or a piping bag for frosting. And it allows your child to just pick up the tube and squeeze out their toothpaste, and it's supposed to be no mess. Now, it's not 100% no mess, of course, like most things that claim they're no mess. There's a tiny bit of mess, but it's much less toothpaste buildup than we've been dealing with. It's very easy for everyone. No one has asked really for help with toothpaste, and it's just been a really pleasant way for us to be brushing our teeth. I have a cute little like a metal tub or container that I had thrifted, and that's what I use to store our whole family's toothpastes in. I just store them all vertically, like with the tip up, so I don't just have the kids put their the tip down. I want to keep it at least somewhat sanitary, so we have those stored vertically in this like elongated little container. So they have been, I would say, pretty life-changing for us. So if you are a mom with little kids who are, you know, needing help with toothpaste caps and they want to be independent and you can trust them not to squeeze the whole thing out, it dispenses really nicely and it doesn't come all at once. Like it's nice and slow, and it really allows them to be more independent with teeth brushing. So wanted to share that with you. My next favorite is my Kizik shoes. I've got them right here. They're not super beautifully clean, but they are so cute. I love them on, how they look. I don't have the laces out. I kind of have the little tips of the laces tucked in here, and they have been so perfect for this summer. I actually had forgotten that I had bought them used off of Poshmark here at this house. And so at the end of May, when we moved back from our apartment to our home here 2 hours away, I was reorganizing the whole entryway, and I rediscovered my Kizik shoes. And I had bought them in the past because I was excited about the hands-free slip-on design of them. I don't know how well I can show you these, how they work, because I don't know if I'm strong enough. But basically they have this, I think it's hidden in these shoes, but some Kizik shoes you can kind of see it. It's like a crisscross, very strong, bendy mesh, not mesh, but anyway, a strong infrastructure of the shoe, and it's so that you can kind of push down with your heel on the shoe and then slide your whole foot in. And so they're just on-the-go shoes for busy moms. They also make them for men. I absolutely love my Kiziks, and they have been just a lifesaver this whole summer so far, as I've had to run in and outside doing all sorts of things with the kids. So I'm really pleased to have Kiziks. They do tend to run a little more pricey. I think these ones I got for like $39 off of Poshmark, which is a place you can buy used clothing and shoes and stuff like that. So definitely keep an eye out for some Kiziks if you are interested in a hands-free slip-on shoe for busy moms. Another recent favorite that I wanted to share with you is another recipe, and it is for meadow tea. And I know that sounds kind of like sun tea, which I know some people make and then they steep a tea outside and you can turn it into iced tea or something like that. But this one, when I first saw it on Pinterest, I was wondering if it was like that, where you steep it outside. It's actually not, at least the recipe that I found, and I will link the recipe down below for you. It is just essentially a sweet tea. It's a mint sweet tea. And all you have to do is boil about 8 cups of water on the stove. Then to that pot, you add your freshly washed 1 cup of mint leaves. I then put the cover back on, I take it off the heat, and it sits there, like at the back of the stove, off the heat for about 2 hours. One day I forgot it for like 7 hours and it turned out just fine. It was still, you know, how things kind of maintain their heat and they stay slightly warm. You just steep it for a long time, and you then add about 1/4 cup to 1/2 cup of sugar. So I added a 1/2 cup of sugar, and then you're not ready to go. You want to strain out the mint leaves, and I still kind of need a really good way to strain that out. I have a colander or strainer with larger holes, so I've had to kind of make do with a ladle, a slotted spoon kind of ladle that I have. But really, it is such an easy recipe, so simple to make, and so refreshing. So if you like mint at all, or you like the taste of sweet tea at all, this is not too toothpastey of a mint flavor, at least not for me. And I just store it in containers in the fridge, and then we pour it over ice. And let me tell you, an iced sweet tea that is mint is very refreshing on those like 80 or 90 degree days when you're outside in the sunshine. A mint tea just like cools your whole throat and everything. It's just so refreshing. So I wanted to mention that meadow tea. It has been wonderful, and now I just like don't ever want to run out of it. I always want to have another batch ready in the fridge. So I picked up several packs, or packages of fresh mint leaves the last time I was at the grocery store with my son, just to make sure I always have a little bit. I'm like one step ahead in making more meadow tea, and I made more late last night. I got it into the fridge, and now we're all set for some more refreshing tea for the rest of this week. My final favorite is something that I don't currently have in the house right now, but let this be a clue. This book itself is, I guess, kind of a favorite. It's very darling, but I have something I want to show you. So these are our chickens. This is Bubbles, the mama hen. This is Penny, Snowball. And then over there is Pebbles. Bubbles says hi. She's very friendly and tame and sweet. She's a beautiful color. So they are very happy in our coop here in our yard, and I will tell you more once I get back inside. It's actually starting to rain. We are now chicken owners. That is our new pet.